Welcome back. The holiday season, of course, means it is also the giving season. And the Christmas bells are ringing at Salvation Army Red Kettles, reminding us that it's time to share if we can. The Christmas campaign's part of the year-round mission to meet the needs in the community. And on this Giving Tuesday, we also want to point out that for the Fox City Salvation Army, today is also one of those important match days. Local businesses match donations up to a certain amount. All important tools for this all-important campaign. And we welcome in Crystal Knudsen. She is the Executive Director of the Fox City Salvation Army. So let's start as we always do when we have this discussion this time of year. What is your goal and what is your optimism about reaching that goal?
So our overall Christmas goal is $1.2 million.
Okay.
Underneath that is a lot of categories, right? You might get mail at your mailbox. You might give organically. But then one of those categories is our Red Kettles.
Sure.
And that Red Kettle goal is $260,000. And we're very cautiously optimistic is a good way to put it.
Yeah.
You know, within the first few weeks that we're trending the same as last year, and we came in right at goal last year. So that being said, we, just like other years, don't see the donations come in until December.
Sure.
We just hit December. So that's why I say we're cautiously optimistic.
All right, well, I want to get into some of the Red Kettle stuff, including something new for you folks out there. But first, let's talk about the goal. If you hit your Red Kettle goal last year, how close were you to your overall Christmas goal? It seems like a question we ask every year towards the end of December because this thing goes through December. But were you able to get your goal last year, or did you see the trend continue where you weren't quite able to get there, which has been going on for the last few years?
Yeah, we just slid in at our goal, and the reason for that is there was an anomaly. There was an organization, foundation, that came in with a larger amount that helped us get there. That being said, because that's, you know, familiar for being under goal for a lot of Salvation Armies, you know, around the United States, everywhere, given everything we're going on with the economy, inflation. That being said, we had to cut one of our programs this year. You know, one of them is a food program during this time of the year. It's a gift card, it's extra. So that being said, we still give out pantry, you know, items. We still give out groceries. We still give out our noon meal program. Nothing has changed there. We always did an extra gift every year, which is a $50 gift card for individuals during the Christmas time, which equaled out to about $110,000. So we had to cut that out this year.
All right, so I'm wondering if that's an example of, you and I have talked the last few years about this campaign, but we always talk about what happens if you don't reach your goal, and you've always said we don't eliminate anything, but in this case, it's an extra. Is this the culmination of trickle down of couple years in a row where you couldn't get to your goal? Eventually, hard choices have to be made.
You're absolutely right, Chris. What happened is you keep shaving off a little bit of the things that are your nice to haves and your must haves, right? And the must haves are our programs to meet what our mission says, the physical needs of our neighbors. And so our nice to haves, we kept shaving off every year. And this is one of the last things to shave off. So we really need to start getting a more healthy forecast. And the way to do that is continue these donations, especially during our largest fundraising, which is during this time of the year.
All right, and this time of the year, we all know it's kettles, and since the pandemic, it has been hard to come back to the number of bell ringers. Have you done anything different in terms of trying to recruit those people? Because an unattended bucket like this is usually not a very effective one.
No, really, there's some sort of psychology about it, right?
No
and
question.
It works, and that's why we do it. But you're right. You know, we have been calling, we've been emailing people who signed up in the past, things that we know we should have done, but the time and the resources are hard. So we do have a bell assistant able to do that this year, and just changing those responsibilities on how we're reaching out to people. That being said, we have about 7,000 hours, you know, we try to fill. Right now we're about 45% filled.
Okay.
So which means for the rest of the three and a half more weeks, we have to push it about 50% there, because it is true. If there is, let me rephrase that. If you have a bell ringer at the Red Kettle, I promise you, I can show you the numbers. We get in over 95% more donations. It's just
right.
It's been over 107 years in the Fox Cities, and we get in more donations. There's nothing again other than let's get bell ringers out there. If we have a bell ringer there, then we'll attract donors. So at that point, then I would say to the donors, please give, because you know, bringing to our conversation earlier, we don't want to have to shave off our nice to haves, but we certainly don't want to have to look further on. I don't even want to know what that looks like.
Right. Anecdotally, you can show me the numbers, but I can just tell you, I was at a location the other day and someone had their 2 little kids helping them with the bell ringing, and they were singing Christmas carols. And
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Oh, it's fun.
Yeah.
We see so many. In
Right.
fact, you've probably done a news story on it.
Sure.
We have a dog. We've had civic groups. We have them singing. Make it a tradition with your kids, with your family, with your coworkers, with your neighbors, yourself. It feels good. You know, it like when you're out there, it feels good to do good, and it feels even better when you're with other people doing it.
I know you guys have gone to, and we've seen buckets with the Apple Pay or the QR codes. They're unattended buckets, but you can go by and swipe your phone. But you're trying something different this year. Right now you can see it in Chick-fil-A. Might show up in other places. Explain to people what that is, because this is really efficient and it's really convenient, and I would think those two add up to success.
Absolutely. So Tip Tap, what it is it's probably a 4x4 little square, and it's predetermined. So it's a $5 Tip Tap. You just have to take out your card. Instead of inserting it, which we had in the past, you just bring it by and you tap it. You tap it.
Just like you would at a checkout counter.
Yeah, just like you would at a checkout counter. You tap it or put it right up against the square, and it automatically comes out $5, out of your card. But it makes it even more efficient, like you said, and easy. That's our goal, to make it easy. Because we believe people really want to donate, but if it's an email brought up from a QR code or one extra step, we know that it's just harder to stop and really get back to it and do it.
All right, well, good luck with that program. Good luck with the entire fundraising. Remember, this goes all the way through the end of the year, not just on Christmas Day. Crystal, thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you for having me.